going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Quincy here. Wilson and I are cleaning up the apartment because my mom is on the way. She's actually on a flight from Norfolk to LaGuardia. We're just trying to get the place all neat because she's staying with us tonight before me and her head up to New England tomorrow to do a little mini fall weekend road trip. We're gonna try to do some leaf peeping all the way from Maine down to upstate New York near the Adirondacks. It should be beautiful. It is mid-October, so we should get some nice fall scenes. But before that, gotta finish up cleaning and then go pick up my mom. So this is actually the first time that my mom or either of my parents have come to stay with me and my boyfriend when we've been living together. So this is new territory, new grown-up territory. But it's all good. Wilson is being a great sport by helping clean, even though he's not gonna be able to come with us just because he has to work, but he is helping out a lot. All right, y'all, it's time to go and pick up my mom. She's gonna be here in like 10 minutes, so we gotta run.
This is so homey and nice. This is beautiful.
Well, we have this. You know, who was the artist of that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I like it. Something like that.
Tomorrow morning we're getting up early. I'm trying to leave by 8.
It's gonna be fun.
That's about it. Probably gonna head to bed and get on the road in the morning. Right?
Yes. On the road again.
On the road again. Alright. Alright, just had to put my flannel on. We're gonna go find some kindling for the fire because we have paper, but we need something else to help burn. And a sweatshirt because it's getting chilly. Feels like fall up here. Even though it was like 65, 70 degrees today, as soon as the sun goes down, that temperature drops. So we gotta get that fire going. Alright, let's go. Damn. Cannot believe I just did that.
Alright.
Oops, sorry.
Here's our...
People say they need a fire recovery.
Looks good. So as we were gathering kindling for the fire, I was trying to delete a couple of videos off of my other camera, and I accidentally deleted all of the videos from today and yesterday off the SD card. Yay! So now I'm gonna have to wait and see if I can use a data recovery tool when I get home tomorrow to see if I can get all those files back. Fingers crossed. I'll probably have to pay, but it'll be worth it.
Will it?
Yes. I'm gonna go out.
No.
It's good?
I think it's good. Yay. High five.
Good job. You made that fire happen. We're just doing leftover lunch for dinner. instead of cooking and going through all the hassle of that. Just having a morning fire before we head out, trying to stay warm. How was your sleep?
Oh, it was, well, interesting. Hearing all those wolves.
Yeah, that was scary. So last night, we were having a fire out here, and around like 9:30, we heard all of these wolves, like howling, like crazy. Like I've never heard such snarless,
Screaming, blood-curdling.
gnarly screams, like crazy, all different pitches all around, like in the mountains, in the woods over there. And it lasted for, I thought it was like 30 seconds, but my mom says it was like
90 seconds.
And we just like were terrified. So we kind of went inside after that.
We looked at each other and went,
Yeah, I've never seen such fear in her eyes. Like widening. But it's been pretty cold tonight. It must have got down to 30 something.
It was cold.
But we survived.
It was fun.
It's amazing how warm you can stay underneath a blanket.
Yeah, with
So,
3 layers.
With 3 layers and all this clothing. Well, it was a successful little trip, even though I probably deleted all my video footage. But I guess you guys will find out when I post this video. So, yeah.
Yay! Awesome.
Time to go back to the cité.
5 stars.
5 stars?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that generous?
No, not generous.
5 stars, apparently.
What's going on, y'all? Thank y'all so much for watching another video. Before we get into the Q&A, I'm gonna do a little recap of the video just to explain what went wrong. This one was really fun. I had a great time with my mom going up north, but I was super disappointed when I deleted a lot of that footage. Oh, I was so mad. There's actually a point in my video, you can hear me saying, I can't believe I just did that. And that was right after I accidentally deleted the videos. It was like 30 gigabytes of video that I had taken all the drive up, me and my mom doing fun things, talking, being silly. So this is the camera that I use for a lot of vlogging when I'm on the move. It's a really handy camera. It's a gimbal. It can do like selfie facing and outward facing. and it kind of turns with you. The unfortunate thing about it is the touchscreen is super small. Sometimes you accidentally hit the select all button, which is right next to the delete button. So I accidentally selected all, and then I went to unselect all, but I accidentally hit the delete button. And unfortunately, there is no confirm delete question. It doesn't ask you if you're sure that you want to delete all the files. It just does it. I was sad about that because I wanted to give y'all a little trip with me and my mom. I had a little bit of hope that a data recovery tool would be able to get them back, but that didn't work either. But I think the video turned out okay. I'm not sure if this video will get views or if y'all will like this video. Please let me know if you do like this video. I tend to do nature videos here and there when I go on little cabin trips in the fall or do a lot of drone shots. Sometimes my viewers don't, maybe they don't connect with that as much, which I totally understand. A lot of my viewers are into the New York City thing and traveling and not necessarily going into the mountains. This is just a little fun video with me and my mom. This was actually her birthday gift from me, the glamping night thing. And then later I thought I would make a video out of it. We originally drove from New York City to Maine, Augusta, Maine. My mom had a work event that Friday night that we left. So we drove up there and then we drove through New Hampshire, through Vermont, and into upstate New York, which is where the glamping tent location was. I was lucky that it was that footage I deleted and not the camera footage or the drone footage. So I try to look at the bright side of things. But yeah, it was really a really cool experience. I really suggest to anyone who is trying to, go see the leaves or go glamping or camping or go for a hike, go out in nature before it's so cold that it's not bearable to be outside. Fall is a beautiful season to be outdoors and just to appreciate, this beautiful world that we live in. When we got to the glamping setup, it was like 5 p.m. The sun was going down. And once the sun went down, the temperature dropped. It was 71 degrees when we got there. And then when the sun went down, it went down to the 40s. And I think in the 30s, because when we woke up, there was frost everywhere. It was cold. It was cold. That didn't ruin the experience. And deleting the footage didn't ruin the experience either. But I will say it challenged us. It definitely challenged us. But we had a good time. And my mom is such a go-getter. She's always, happy to come along on a trip or go on a hike. She's really an outdoors person in addition to all of the other things that she is. And she kind of instilled this love for the outdoors in us while we were growing up as kids, me and my brother. She was always taking us on hikes, taking us to the beach when she had time. We would walk in the woods with our dog, our old dog, Max. Aw, Max. We were just always outdoors. And part of that is because, we lived in Colorado, we lived in Maine, and it was really accessible, just getting outside, doing things outside. And there wasn't a lot else to do. Really thankful that she kind of gave us that love of nature. But it actually runs in both sides of my family. My grandpa on my dad's side was a huge outdoors person, really into hiking. So I definitely got that from both sides of the family. And I think part of the reason why I love flying my drone so much is because I get to see a new perspective, a perspective that I would never be able to see unless I'm flying in a plane. And of course that's different. So being able to capture that and share that with y'all is a passion of mine that I've kind of developed over the last few years. And I think it kind of rounds me out as a person. On the way up to Maine, we stopped at a weed shop because I wanted to get some edibles. When we got to the glamping tent, I had a couple edibles, like one or two. We got the fire going. It was like 9:30 p.m. and we heard the coyotes howling. You can hear them in the video. We thought they were wolves, but I later found out that they were coyotes because they have a very distinct howl and cry. It's like a cross between a dog and a wolf. Some of them sound really like screeching, blood curdling, someone's getting murdered. We were freaked out right when we heard that, and we decided to go inside. And we made some poor choices, or I made some poor choices. I wanted to bring some of the warmth from the fire into the tent, which I'm sure is a big no-no. But we had like a cooking pot because they have cooking materials. So I got some embers and put it into the pot, or the pan, I should say. And I wanted to bring it into the tent to kind of just bring some heat inside without obviously bringing the fire in. I put a bunch of embers in, I brought it inside, I put it on the floor, and it burnt through the rug.
So we freaked out really quick. We grabbed a doormat that was right at the entrance of the tent and we put it underneath the pan, and eventually it burned through that doormat. So I had to pay them for that, which was fine. It was cheap. That was a stupid decision, high decision. Thankfully, it didn't burn through the bottom of the tent, which is plastic. I think if we had left it on any longer, it would have burnt through that, and that would have been a big problem. But it was a really fun experience. The views in the morning when we woke up as the mist was, you know, gliding across the lake or the pond, and it lifted, and I sent my drone up and I could see the view above the clouds of the mountains and the foliage. It was absolutely stunning. Please don't mind me as I'm geeking out over nature. Like, we saw shooting stars. We could see the Milky Way. I thought it was a cloud, like a really big cloud, like a low cloud passing over, but it wasn't moving for like half an hour. And those things are the things that kind of recharge me, those experiences. You know, it's not only nature, but nature is one of those things that really kind of centers me, allows me to kind of like reset. So yeah, all of that aside, let me get into some Q&As. Question number 1, Jazzy J00. Are you fluent in Spanish? Gracias por su pregunta. Sí, podemos hablar en español si quieres. Podemos tener una conversación totalmente en español. Estudié en España por casi 2 años. Bueno, no, estudié por 1 año en España, en Madrid. Y después de graduarme, volví para enseñar inglés en un colegio. No hablo como alguien de España o República Dominicana o Colombia. Es un poco difícil entender todos los acentos diferentes de países españoles o latinoamericanos, pero sí, hablo con fluidez. Necesito practicar más. Wilson y yo hablamos mayormente en inglés. Le dije el otro día que necesitamos hablar en español. Wilson, por favor, no me hables en inglés. All right, the next question is from Reynaldo Cordero, 4247. Longtime viewer, thank you for always coming back. I appreciate you. You said in the vlog that your mom loves celebrating the holidays. So with that said, how did your mom celebrate Halloween when you were a child growing up? My mom is so fun. This is something that I'm really thankful for. My mom is really fun. We would always carve pumpkins. She would always like help us figure out a costume. I wanted to be a witch. When I was a little kid, like 4 or 5 years old, I would want to have hair, long hair, high heels. I wanted to dress up as a girl a lot, and she would allow it. She would get me my witch hat and my broomstick and my cape. We would decorate. We would watch scary movies. We would make Rice Krispie treats, pumpkin muffins. We would always do spooky stuff. You know, I was really into Harry Potter as a kid, and she would help me paint my room like the Gryffindor common room, and she was just really creative in her imagination. And that really made my childhood a lot of fun. So Halloween was always a special time, and even though I'm not like a crazy Halloween person now, I will always have those fun memories. How does she celebrate Halloween now? I'm not sure that she celebrates. Maybe she goes to a party every once in a while. I think she gives out candy to people on the block, but I think it's pretty low-key now. Halloween is also your birthday, so happy birthday, Mr. Reynaldo Cordero, if that's your name. Next question. Ryan-91. Thank you for your question. Thank you for your question, Reynaldo. What is your opinion on the Diddy situation? To be more specific, what are your thoughts on him recently going to jail behind all the allegations made against him? First of all, it's a really sad situation for the victims. You know, I don't think anyone would really kind of try to make up something in order to, and I know people do this, but I don't think this is what is happening in this situation, because there's too much evidence and there's too much going on there. And I think a lot of it we don't even know yet, and we may never know. But, you know, just from that one video with Cassie, it's clear that things were not okay, and he was abusive, to say the least. In terms of what's happening, they wouldn't be bringing all of these charges against him if there wasn't evidence to back it up. Racketeering is a very serious charge, and it's not one that you hear a lot. If I understand correctly, racketeering is engaging in an illegal crime or scheme of a crime. So it could really be anything, but it's very specific in this case, I think, along with the other charges. There's too much weird stuff going on there. So for me, I'm happy for the victims who are finally being heard. I don't think he's gay. I think this doesn't even matter really in the situation. His sexuality to me doesn't matter if he's gay or bisexual or whatever. It's just how much pain he's caused to numerous people. It's not something that can be forgiven. It's not something that can be overlooked. It's disgusting. And if there's children involved, which apparently allegedly there are, it's the worst. I don't have words really. It's disgusting. That's all I can say. And it's sad that people do this to innocent people. And it's sad that people haven't spoken up about this earlier, because apparently a lot of celebrities knew or know about this. So it really makes celebrities kind of look bad. I don't have a lot to say on that. It's just not, it's not a good situation, and it's really abhorrent. All right, Jerry N9690 asked, how did you and Wilson meet? Wilson and I met at a party actually in 2022. It was a pride party in June. He came up to me and was like, hey. And then we didn't meet each other again for like 2 or 3 months. And then we met at another party. And after that party, we started talking and hanging out. And the rest was history. What are your future plans in life as a content creator? Oh, Lord. That's a good question. I am guilty of not thinking that far ahead in the future. You know, I want to keep going with my YouTube channel. I think I've gotten a lot of forward momentum this year. But that's the one thing about being a content creator. You never really know, and it's not stable. I might have to go back to school at some point and change careers. In the next couple of years, I'll be looking at whether or not content creation is paying off. Is there a future in it? Is there a way for me to grow my own business in one way or the other? Will I be able to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this to make enough money to keep growing? These are all things I'm going to have to ask myself in the next few years, because, you know, I could do this for 10 years and then, or for 5 years or another year, and it could drop off whenever. I'm very aware of that. And that's why I wanted to build up my savings this year to have emergency funds and a cushion in the event that, you know, I just fall off. Because you never really know, and that's the risk that you take. But I do have, you know, undergrad degrees to fall back on, and I have some work experience. I would love to develop eventually my own business, whether that be photography and finding a way to sell large print drone photos that I take, like from Rio or wherever in the world, through my YouTube channel. I would love to do that, but I have a hard time seeing that as something that's going to support me throughout life. But you got to start somewhere. So I would love to do that. And I've been saying that for a long time. I got to get a website up. I got to get my drone up more and get more photos and travel more to get these locations. It takes time. And the next drone that I buy is going to be like the most professional photography drone that I can get. I'm just waiting for the right moment. I think they might release a new one in the coming months. So I'm just keeping my eye out on that. And then hopefully I can go from there. I'm pretty aware of content creation being very here and there and unreliable, but so far so good, and we'll see how it grows. I just want to keep building a community really here. And I think I'm starting to do that. The official Vontae. Hey, Vontae. Everybody check out Vontae. Really beautiful voice. Great singer. Vontae. Vontae. He has a lot of stuff on YouTube, so check him out. Do you plan to have kids in the next few years? No. 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 No, I do not. Definitely not in the next few years. I could see myself as a dad in like 10 years, maybe. But a lot of things would have to change, and I would have to get a really stable income. Wilson has a really stable income, studied engineering, he studied business, and he has his own business actually, which he's starting up, which is like installing blinds and shades. And he also works for a blinds company and has been doing that for a few years. And it's really lucrative here in New York City because people are always moving into new apartments. And there's a huge demand for blinds and shades, and those can get expensive. So it's good money. If I wanted to have kids, I would want to have something more stable. I don't know. Maybe those are just my insecurities or me following what society says. But I definitely would have to make a few changes in my life
in order to make room for kids. I think having a kid or kids would be very rewarding. And I think I would enjoy it, and I think I would be a good dad. But at the same time, I realize how expensive it is, which is sad, man. It's really sad. And also how difficult it is for gay guys to adopt or find a surrogate or all of those things that come with being gay. That's a long way off, even though I'm going to be 30 in like 7 months. But yeah, definitely not in the next few years, and maybe not ever. Even though that kind of makes me sad to say, because I think I would like to have a family of my own. But I also could have some dogs. You know, dogs are awesome, and it's not the same, but you know. And your second question was, what are 2 must-haves in your apartment for the fall season? Apple cider. Must have apple cider. And you need like a pumpkin or a jack-o'-lantern or a gourd, something fall-y. And then I know you said 2, but you also need a candle. Fall is like the beginning of candle season. I don't like to light candles in the summer because it's hot. But in the fall, it's like, it's time. That's about it for today. Thank y'all so much for your questions. If you have more questions for me or suggestions of what you'd like to see, anything, I read all the comments. I don't respond to all the comments, but I read them all. And I smile and I laugh. And sometimes I get mad when you guys are mean. But most of the time, you guys are really nice and really awesome. So thank you for always coming back. I will see you on the next one. Have a great day. And remember, there are always better days ahead.